Misery is contagious, and you need to stay away from unhappy people like your peace depends on it. You don't have to believe in energy for this to affect you. Your body picks up on it automatically. The tone, the facial expressions, the body language. Psychology shows that emotions spread between people without words even being exchanged. If someone is consistently negative, frustrated, or hopeless, your nervous system starts to absorb it and mirror it. Stress transfers faster than calm. Negativity spreads quicker than optimism. That's why being around unhappy people slowly depletes you. You feel drained, less motivated, less focused. Not because you did something wrong, but because the environment is reshaping you. Unhappy people often bond through complaining. They talk about what's wrong, who failed them, why nothing works. That shared misery feels like a connection, but it's keeping everyone trapped. People who are grounded do the exact opposite. They focus on solutions, they take responsibility, and they make growth feel natural. And that's what we're getting into today. You don't have to believe in energy for this to affect you. This isn't about crystals or vibrations or anything like that. This is about biology. This is about how your body is literally wired to absorb the emotional state of the people around you. Your nervous system is always reading the room. Always. Even when you're not conscious of it. It's picking up on tone of voice, facial expressions, body language, breathing patterns, and the way someone holds themselves when they walk into a space. Your body is processing all of that information before your brain even has a chance to think about it. Psychology has a name for this. It's called emotional contagion. And the research is clear. Emotions spread between people without a single word being exchanged. You can sit next to someone who is anxious and start to feel anxious yourself. You can walk into a room where someone is angry and feel your own body tense up as well. You can spend 30 minutes with someone who is deeply negative and walk away feeling heavier than when you arrived. This happens automatically. It happens without your permission, and it happens whether you are aware of it or not. There's also something called mirror neurons. These are cells in your brain that fire when you observe someone else doing or feeling something. They are the reason you flinch when you watch someone get hurt in a movie. They are the reason you smile when someone smiles at you. And they are also the reason that when you spend extended time around someone who is in pain, frustrated, hopeless, or stuck, your brain starts to simulate that same internal experience. You are literally practicing their emotional state inside your own body. And here's the part that should really wake you up. Stress transfers faster than calm. Negativity spreads quicker than optimism. That is not an opinion. That is how human biology works. We are wired to detect threats, to notice what's wrong, to pick up on danger signals. So when someone brings negativity into your environment, your system locks onto it faster than it locks onto positivity. That is why one negative person in a group can shift the entire energy of the room. That is why one consistently unhappy coworker can make a whole team feel drained. That is why you can have a perfectly good day and then spend an hour with the wrong person and feel like something was taken from you because something was. So let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life, because I don't think most people realize what's happening to them. They just know something feels off. You start spending a lot of time around someone who is negative, and slowly, quietly, things start to shift. You'll feel tired more often. Not physically tired necessarily, but mentally drained. Like you've been carrying something heavy all day even when you haven't done much. You start feeling less motivated. Things that used to excite you start to feel pointless. Your goals start to feel further away. That vision you had for your life starts to feel like maybe it was naive, maybe it was unrealistic, maybe you were fooling yourself. You become less focused. You start to absorb their way of looking at the world without even realizing it. Suddenly you're noticing more of what's wrong. Suddenly, problems feel bigger. Suddenly, other people seem more like the reason your life isn't working. And the dangerous part is that none of this feels like their fault. It feels like your own thoughts. It feels like you just woke up one day and started seeing things differently. It feels like reality, but it's not your reality. It's theirs, and it leaked into you. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Because if this was simple, everyone would just remove the negative people from their lives, and that would be that. But it's not simple. Unhappy people are often some of the most magnetic people you will ever meet. They are funny, they are real, they are raw. There is an intimacy to shared struggle that feels like nothing else. When someone lets you into their pain, when they trust you with their frustration, when they tell you everything that's going wrong in their life, it feels like a connection. Deep connection. The kinds you don't find everywhere. And that's because misery bonds people. Complaining is one of the fastest ways humans connect. You talk about what's wrong, who let you down, what isn't fair, why nothing ever works out. And suddenly, you feel understood. Suddenly, you feel less alone. That shared misery feels like loyalty, like realness, like someone finally gets it. But here is the truth. That kind of bonding keeps everyone stuck. When the foundation of a relationship is built on what's wrong, the relationship depends on things staying wrong. The moment you start to grow, the moment you start to take responsibility, the moment you start to believe things can actually change, you become a threat to that dynamic. The people around you will pull you back down. Not because they hate you, but because your growth makes them uncomfortable with where they are. You've seen this. You've probably lived this. You got excited about something and someone immediately started listing reasons why it wouldn't work. You started making changes and someone started making jokes. You started doing better and someone who used to feel close started to feel distant. That's not a coincidence. That's the pattern. And I want to be really clear about something because I think this is where people misunderstand this message. This is not about avoiding people who are going through hard times. This is not about turning your back on a friend who is struggling or abandoning someone in a dark season of their life. Everyone has bad days. Everyone goes through periods where things fall apart and they need support. What we are talking about is patterns. There is a difference between someone who is going through something and someone who has made their suffering their identity. There is a difference between someone who is in pain and someone who refuses to take any responsibility for their situation. You can sit with someone in their pain. You can show up for someone in their worst moments. But you cannot want someone's life to be better than they want it themselves. And you cannot afford to let someone else's unwillingness to change become the ceiling for your own life. On the other side of that, people who are actually building something operate completely differently. They focus on solutions, not in a toxic positivity way where they pretend problems don't exist, but in a way where the problem is just the starting point, not the destination. They take responsibility, not blame. Responsibility. There is a difference. Blame is about who caused the problem. Responsibility is about who is going to do something about it. And being around people like this changes you too. Just like negativity spreads, so does this. When you are consistently around people who take ownership, who focus on growth, who believe things can change, your nervous system picks up on that as well. Your baseline starts to shift. What feels normal starts to shift. And suddenly the life you were told was unrealistic starts to feel within reach. So you audit your environment. Not to judge people, but to be honest with yourself about how you feel after spending time with the people closest to you. Do you feel energized or drained? Do you feel inspired or deflated? Do you feel like your goals are possible or like you're fooling yourself? Your body will tell you the truth. If you listen to it, you don't have to make dramatic announcements or have big conversations. You just start being a little less available. You start investing your time and energy in places that give back. And if there are people you cannot remove, family, co-workers, people you will encounter regularly, you learn to create internal distance. You stay kind, you stay respectful, but you stop letting their narrative become yours. You can be in the room without letting the room inside you. Here's the bottom line. You are not going to outwork your environment. You are not going to out-discipline a space that is constantly pulling you backward. The people you spend the most time with are shaping your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, and your sense of what is possible whether you realize it or not. This isn't about being cold. This isn't about being better than anyone. It's about being honest about what you need to protect so that you can actually become who you're trying to become. Misery is contagious, but so is growth. So is the belief that things can actually change. Choose your environment like your life depends on it.